Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Majin Buu Good, the awakened ego and joy of combat, and how good the new INT Majin Buu Good is at 55% in the hidden potential system. Now this Majin Buu is a Majin Buu Saga Sworn Enemies or Storied Figures lead of Ki plus 3 HP attack and defense of 170%. He also gives an additional attack and defense and HP of 30% for characters who also belong to the Worldwide Chaos or Res Warriors category. He raises defense permanently while greatly raising attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy. The passive is a bit of a doozy, so just be prepared because yeah, it's a hell of a passive. He will activate his entrance animation once only and recover 10 HP at the beginning of the turn for the rest of battle, and will recover an additional 10% HP for 5 turns when there's a Majin Buu Saga category ally on the team at the start of his entrance from battle. Now in terms of the rest, he has Ki plus 2, attack and defense of 150%, which is all pretty good. An additional 150% attack and defense when performing an attack. He also has the ability to launch an additional attack, which has a great chance of becoming a super attack. He then has guarding all attacks when HP is 50% or more at the start of turn. He then has the ability to recover 10% HP at the end of turn, and if HP is 30% or less at the end of turn, he will recover an additional 10% HP. He survives or revives HP with HP fully recovered when he's KO'd. He will survive KO attacks up to once per turn after he has been KO'd, plus an additional attack and defense of 100%. He will guarantee guard, and he will launch an additional super attack guaranteed, starting from the turn in which the character or an ally's revival skill is activated. He will recover HP with sweet treats, and then he has an active skill that massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage to the enemy, delays a single target's attack for 1 turn, changes all key spheres to cookies, and gives them 12 ki. Majin, Innocence, Kamehameha, Infinite Regen, Revival, Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle are his link sets. And these are artificial life forms, Gifted Warriors, Kamehameha, Legendary Existence, Majin Buu Saga, Majin Power, Power Absorption, Powerful Comeback, Res Warriors, Storied Figures, Sworn Enemies, Time Travelers, Transformation Boost, and Worldwide Chaos. Much like Goku, he's kind of designed to be on a Majin Buu team, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Whenever you kind of assess, I want to say, these units, I think the fact that a unit requires to be on a team isn't a bad thing, so to say. Of course, ideally you would want him to be able to be free on any team, but because of his link set and stuff like that, chances are you probably want him to have his links pretty much guaranteed. So with the fact that he needs Majin, he needs all these really top tier links, it doesn't really make sense to not link him up with a Majin Buu Saga category ally or unit. It just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So immediately right off the bat, that's something super important when you're assessing Majin Buu. Now beyond that, personally speaking, I think he's a great unit. Now he does start off with pretty low defense. 140k at 55% is not something that's really good nowadays. You gotta remember though that it does get 150% attack and defense when he supers, which is very important. He also raises his defense quite quickly, which is also very important. However, as well, basically, if I can be honest, the goal is for him to die. It sounds really weird to say, but activating the revival skill is super duper paramount to kind of, I want to say, evaluating his performance. So having him revive pretty much is how you get him to actually perform. Now, I'm not saying you should just waste the revive. I'm not saying you should just trash him so that you can get him to revive. But once he does revive, things are very different. Defense, guaranteed guard, huge stat gain. We're talking him jumping from like 100, 200k defense to like 396, almost 400 in one go. His attack stats also jump up, going from like 4.5, 5 million to like 6 and 7 million, 7.5 million, you know, all very good. He then gets that guaranteed additional super attack, and yeah, it's very, very good. Now, one thing to keep in mind, like for him as a unit as well, you'll see his active skill says can be activated from the 7th turn or after the turn in which the revive has been activated. Now, if he doesn't revive, so although his passive activates based on other revives, which is excellent by the way, if he doesn't specifically revive, you have to wait till the 7th turn. So it's not like, oh, a unit revived, he can now use his active skill. No, basically he has one attempt, or not one attempt, but he has to revive. If he doesn't revive, then of course he becomes limited, and he has to wait till the 7th turn to use his active skill. The active skill is pretty nice, obviously being something that really improves his damage abilities more so than anything else, but he is a really, really solid unit, and I think personally for me, the revive is like something really nice. I think it helps out a lot. Obviously it's a super helpful ability. It's a bit more like Metal Coolers though than Will Summon Goku's. You do have to specifically make sure that he is the one that dies, which is a lot harder than it seems. But with the fact that he loses guard and things like that, it does tend to make it a little bit easier. At least, you know, on the surface level. But yeah, I think overall, to be honest with you, he's a really good unit. I like him a lot. I think, for me personally, he's really, really solid. I do think he starts off a bit slow. I think it's by design though. Yeah, to be entirely honest, it kind of has to be by design, because you want him to revive, or you want to activate a revive. You want to get all of his benefits. If you don't want to get his revive early on, if you want to try and save it for a bit more of a difficult moment in the fight, then you're probably better off running him as a floater until such time that you get his revive active. Once the revive does activate though, even at 55%, the guy becomes a beast. 500k defense, 600k defense, 700k defense, guard activated, doubling his defense on super. Attack stats, really, really nice. Built-in additionals. So all you gotta do is add a little bit of crit, and this guy's gonna be a beast. The only real thing he has is obviously margin links, and margin links are not friendly links. You need to prioritize margin links, and you need to link level them. For example, he struggles for ki, and that's because the margin link only gains ki when it hits level 5. So you need to kind of almost link level him to really get the best benefit out of him. And that's just something, you know, you need to obviously accept when you deal with margin units. While standing tall, infinite regen, or fairly solid links, it's only really the innocence that kind of holds him back a little bit, because it's only really common amongst like maybe some kid boos and obviously boo goods, I guess, if that's what you want to call them. But the problem is that right now there's just not a lot of good linking partners that feature that link set. But there are plenty that feature margin, and that's pretty much all you need. To be honest with you, if you can get margin, if you can get margin and fierce battle, you're kind of ready to go. It's that good, the link set. It covers everything you need. Bit of attack, bit of defense, bit of ki, and you're all good, you're all solid. Revival obviously allows them to link up on the Res Warriors team. Also something super duper helpful, of course. But yeah, overall, I'd have to say, really cool unit, really fun unit. Can't wait to link level him and try him out.